Now landing. It is the level platform at the top or bottom of flight between the floors. So you can see here is the landing, here is the landing. So it is just kind of the platform. It is the level of platform at the top or maybe at the bottom of a flight between the floors. A landing facilitates change of direction and provides an opportunity for taking rest during the use of the stair. So whenever one will plan the steps, or maybe you can say the flights, so in between they use the landing. So sometimes my particular apartment is as mezzanine floor, so sometimes you may have two landings, okay, one which connects with the mezzanine floor, one which connects with the first floor, and then hence it go on, okay. So this particular landing, so these are actually the platform, okay, which gives access to the different floors. Sometimes this particular landing can also use to change the direction. Now what is the rise? It is the vertical distance between a two successive trade faces. So now here you can see it is a vertical distance between the two successive trade faces. So now here you can see there is a trade, here you can see there is a trade, and then in between the distance, so this is also I can this is I say it is a rise, okay. And then going, it is the horizontal distance between two successive riser. So here it comes, so this is a going actually. So whenever you communicate with the other person, uh, so these are the basic technical terms, okay. Here we have seen today there are step, trade, riser, flight, landing, rise, and then the going, okay. Now what are the other technical terms? So scotia, okay, it is a molding provided under the nosing to improve, I think there is something, so we have missed one. So nosing, it is the projecting part of a trade beyond the face of the uh, riser. It is usually rounded off from architectural considerations. So here you can see this particular diagram. Uh, so this is the face of the trade and this is the riser, okay. So nosing is the part, okay, which face uh, is something like a rounded one, so that when somebody walks or somebody go as ascend descend, okay, so that time it should not harm people. So that's why it is generally it's a round in shape. Sometimes round in shape is also just because of the architectural consideration, okay. And then also the nosing is most of the time this comes out of this riser. So if this is my riser and this is my nosing, so generally we consider around the 300 no sorry 30 mm for a nosing. So it is a projecting part of the trade. So this is my trade, it is the projecting part of a trade going beyond the face of the riser. So this is my riser and this is my nosing, okay. Now scotia, okay, it is a molding provided under the nosing to improve the elevation of the step and to provide strength nosing. So now if you focus on this particular diagram, we have already seen the nosing part, okay. So scotia is a molding. So here you can see this is the projecting part of the trade, okay, going beyond the surface of the riser, and this is particular, I would say this is a nosing. So scotia is related with the nosing part, and it comes between the nosing and then the vertical portion riser. So here it comes the scotia. So it is a molding provided under the nosing. So whenever we place the scotia, so there may be here they have mentioned it's a molding only. Sometimes you might have some triangular portion also you can place there. So the purpose of it, whatever the projecting part, okay, you have, it's coming out in the part of, the nosing. So it provides the strength to the nosing so that my nosing would not get damaged. And then as well as this particular joint, this horizontal and vertical joint between the trade and riser, it should not get exposed once somebody is seeing from this particular direction. So to get the pleasant view, so they provide this molding part. So whereas it has the purpose related with the aesthetic as well as related with the strength. Now let's come to the soffit. Okay, it is the underside of a stair. So if we see this particular stair, so it is the underside of the stair. To provide the additional strength for a trade and riser, they have provided the soffit. Okay, now line of nosing. So here you can see nosings. Okay, here there are series of nosing. Once you join this particular line, so you will get a one single line. Okay, and that is called as a line of a nosing. So it's an imaginary line parallel to the string. So this is my string. Okay, and this is my nosing part. Okay, now in this, whenever you plan the stair, whenever you draft the stair or make some technical drawing, you would always refer this particular line. So that is a pitch of nosing. So this is a nosing line, this is a your string line, and then parallel to this particular line there will be the handrail. So these are the three parallel line one need to consider while drawing the technical drawings of the stairs. Okay, so this is a nosing line. So pitch or slope, it is the angle which the line of nosing of a stair makes with the horizontal. So if I draw this horizontal line, which I say the horizontal surface, or sometimes maybe the floor, sometimes maybe the landing. Okay, so there are some technicality involved when it comes to the anthropometric terms, anthropometric related, comfort. So one has to plan your stair into this particular direction, or one should not go beyond this particular angle. So that time we consider this pitch of nosing and then the horizontal angle. So most of the time it should not go beyond the 42 degree. So that is a pitch or slope. Then the strings or stringers. So these are the sloping members. So here you can see this is a string. So these are actually the sloping member. Okay, we support the steps in a stairs. So whatever the steps now here I have provided, so we are considering the timber part only. So if I need to provide these steps and I need to give the strength to it, the combined assembly to it. So sometimes people provide the string. Okay, like this there are the two lines, and within this particular string you can actually provide the assembly, uh, or you can house this particular trade and riser between this string. So that actually give the additional support to the entire assembly. So that is actually the role of string, or maybe the stringer. They run along the slope of the stairs. So you can see this is called as the string. It may be very much clear with the other diagrams. Then the naval post. Okay, naval post is a vertical member. So here you can see the naval post. Okay, here as well as here. So these are the vertical member which is placed at the ends of a flight. So if I'm considering this as a flight, so these are actually placed at the end of the flight. So these are the naval post. Okay, and between these the entire flight can be accommodated. Okay, and what is the other function of the naval post? So naval post can actually give uh, the strength for the handrail, or to accommodate the handrail in between. So you can see other than these steps, so there are the another assembly. When one need to walk, he need to support the continuous support. So that is this handrail. Then handrail we can't provide without the support of the baluster. So baluster, they are the another support, whereas one should not get fall from this direction. So there are the vertical post. Okay, in between this naval post. So there are a series of the vertical posts, so that is the baluster. Okay, and then naval post is actually hold this entire assembly. Okay, so that's why it is always provided at the end, so that this assembly should not get damaged or displaced. Okay, so baluster, okay, it is a vertical member of wood or metal supporting the handrail. So this particular part is a handrail. Handrail is fixed with the naval post at the end, and these balusters are in between, uh, provided over the trade, and they actually support with this entire assembly. Then the balustrade, it consists of a row of balusters. Okay, there are the series of balusters. Okay, and that is called as a balustrade. Now let's come to the handrail. Okay, it is a rounded or a molding member. So whenever you will walk, you must have seen most of the time in public building, whenever you walk from here, okay, you always need a support. Even if you are young, but there are the people 60 plus, 70 plus, they always need a support. Without support, they can't actually cross these steps. So this is particular is the handrail, where one needs to get the support of it. So there are the always some technical dimension related with this handle, what distance they need to follow. So look at this handle line, this nosing of or pitch nosing line, or maybe the pitch line, and then this is a string line. Okay, so these are the three lines which are the parallel to each other. Okay, and they have certain dimensions. Okay, now, headroom. It is the minimum clear vertical distance between the trade and overhead structure. So now let's say if I'm here, okay, and then you want to close this entire staircase, okay, and it is finally my destination point is here. So this is called as a headroom. If my floor is starting from here, so this is this line, and then this line, the trade line, or maybe you can say the final landing line. So this particular distance, or it is the minimum clear vertical distance between the trade and then the overhead structure, or maybe the ceiling from here. So it is this particular distance I call as a headroom. Now run. It is the total length of a stair in a horizontal plane, including landings. So here, so whenever you are going to plan this stair, you must know the run. What is the run? How much run you actually require to plan the particular stair. Sometimes there might be some arguments. No, you need to plan this entire stair between this area only. So you must have these particular technicalities with you. So now what is the run? So landing, it contains the landing, it contains the flight, and this entire portion you call as a run. Okay, now flight, which we have already seen. So this particular series of steps accommodate, okay, between two landings. So that is we called as a flight.